All right, good morning, guys. I am so sorry that this video is a little late. To make up for it, I am going to excuse you from the warm-up from yesterday. So if you go into your OneNote under Tuesday, put 10:13, and then put a big smiley face if you missed it, okay? And then for our root, we did a spinner, so we actually didn't have anything in our OneNote binder for that. So again, if you weren't in class yesterday and you're watching this video, you get a freebie for the warm-up. So yesterday, all we did was talk about small group learning. I'm going to go through the PowerPoint that we used and kind of show you what your group came up with. So if you are virtual or if you're in class, it might be a little bit different, but I'll talk about those two different versions as we're going through. So during the classroom discussions, whether it was on Zoom or in class, we talked about what small group learning actually means. And a few ideas that came up consistently were working together, putting ideas together, and completing tasks together. So it's this idea of togetherness, which I think is very important. But small group learning is beyond just being able to cooperate with each other and put your ideas together. It's also taking those ideas and creating and collaborating towards one big goal. So it's kind of a step above just cooperation. It's more working together. So something that your group did, and I'll show you this in a minute, was develop an action plan by brainstorming together in a similar OneDrive document, and I'll show you that in a minute. But they looked at different strategies that they can use as a team to make sure that they were successful when it comes to small group learning, and they especially geared it towards, the challenges with either if you're online being on Zoom or if you're in the classroom 6 feet apart. So I will show you those action plans in a minute. The teams developed a team name, and they were able to put that on their action plan as well. And then they established norms. So a norm is what should normally happen day to day. From the action plan, they had about 12 different things that would cause them to be prepared, would cause them, or would be an example of supporting others, would be an example of clarifying, and would be an example of, participating fully. So what I had them do was establish 3 things that need to happen every single day that the whole group decided together on. So they actually went above and beyond and created 5 instead of 3, almost every single team. So the great thing about norms is that once that it happens consistently, you can add a new norm in so that you guys are working towards your full potential. It kind of takes the action plan and creates like little mini focus groups. So I showed them an example from last year, which was the 3 warriors. They were a team, they were in person, we were allowed to be in groups. So it was really different, but they decided that things that they wanted to work on just because of who they were as students was always coming prepared, contributing to conversations, and they actually set a goal of at least 3 times, which I thought was really awesome because they weren't used to talking with each other. They were all very independent, so they set a goal of at least 3 times every day, and when they graded each other, that's something that they fell back on. And then because they were so independent, they really wanted to make sure that everyone was listening with an open mind. So these are just 3 things that they wanted to focus on at the beginning of small group. So I'm going to show you in Schoology where all of this is located. When you go into Schoology, you will notice that the home page hasn't changed at all. The way that the folders for the week are set up has. So let's see if I can refresh this and get Schoology working. All right, there we go. So nothing has changed. You'll still go into the week of 10-12. All right, now I'm on the teacher's side. So you'll see on my screen I have a lot of groups, but on your screen you will have a group folder. So what you'll do is you'll click on the group folder, and you will notice that I have given you guys roles, and I'll explain about those roles in a minute. And then your team yesterday came up with norms There is a collaborative space, and what this is a space where you can jot down work, updates, you can ask questions about assignments, and then any tech help that you need. I can help you guys as a group, because I know sometimes we're not always going to be able to work at the same time, and you guys need to be able to communicate to each other since you can't message each other on Schoology. So the collaborative space will always be open. And then under small group intro, your team put together an action plan. So if you look on the action plan, there's a few different things. There's about 3 under each different category. And then what they did was they pulled out the most important ones to them that they kind of want to master first in small groups. So again, I put those yesterday up here. Now, where it says roles, and here's where we're going to finish. We kind of did a poll, not a poll, but we kind of did a self-assessment and decided, what role we would be best in. And I took the feedback that I got from kids that were here yesterday, and then I based it off of what they said about themselves and then what I know about you who weren't able to fill it out. So I assigned different people to either the project manager, the researcher, recorder, or success manager. The project manager is someone who's going to communicate the learning target. They're going to make plans, and they're going to manage time. They work in conjunction with the success manager, who communicates and tracks that success criteria and the progress that the group's making, and kind of assists the other 2 roles with materials and needs. So these 2 people work in conjunction. You might see that you are both of those roles because they are kind of similar. The researcher is the one who organizes the close read and kind of goes back into the text to find that text evidence. And the recorder is the person who does most of the typing. If you're on Zoom, you're going to be the one who shares the screen and types for the group while your group is working in the document. And then if you are in person, it's going to be the person who kind of takes over the typing for the group. So on Schoology, remember, I have assigned those roles to you, and they are right here. So if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. I cannot wait to see you today.